Hi guys, what's up? Happy Sunday, and welcome to your daily tarot reading with me. I'm Ashley Rose, and today is Sunday, January 23rd, 2021. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5, sorry, my lip felt like it was flipped. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 is the number for freedom and liberation and freeing. I feel like freeing ourselves again from those doubts, those thoughts within our mind that held us back, that kept us kind of where we were and stopped us from moving forward. We have lots of opportunities coming. We had lots of opportunities kind of come our way this week to see where we really have the blessings in our lives and what we're building and what we can really create when we put our energy to what we really desire. Come on. Ace of Swords. It kind of flipped. It kind of like literally did like a cartwheel. So I'm going to talk about this because I feel like there's half of us that are going to feel this way, inspired, we're receiving these new ideas, and then some of us are going to feel like depleted because, again, to talk about my Mercury retrograde video, the first week we had Queen of Swords upright, and then the second week she was in reverse. So there's this like energy shift of feeling really good, feeling really inspired, having this new focus, this new inspiration that's pushing us forward, but also there's this feeling of like feeling overwhelmed. Again, feeling kind of like there's doubt, like we can't really live up to the dreams that we have for ourselves and we're unsure on how to get it there, or there's this thing that's blocking our connection with ourselves, that's blocking the messages that are coming in. And today's the day to kind of uncover that, work through that. And I feel like it's the same for both. So it's like explore the ideas that are coming in, but also explore the areas where you're stopping yourself, right? Explore the blocks and why they're there and what we can do to uncover them so that we can have our sword upright, where our crown chakra is open and it's flowing with ideas and it's flowing with inspiration, and we're allowing ourselves to be liberated and free from, again, the past, what used to hold us back, this old way of being that we are not anymore. You know, we came into a new year, we're just new people. We're different from who we were a month ago, we're different from who we were yesterday, a year, you know? And so stand confidently in who you are now. There's, again, another number for 6. We have these 6 little like gold flecks. So there's opportunity around us today to see the inspiration, to find the insight, to really, you know, bring that peace, bring that balance that we've been working really hard this week to instill, right? We put our discipline into our self-care, and it's really going to pay off for us. The universe is like blessing us with that. It's like, thank you for putting yourself first. Here's the sword that you need to go forward and kind of like fight this Mercury retrograde energy that's coming in, right? To kind of give us the strength to keep moving forward and keep pushing and be like, okay, I don't know where we're headed, but I trust the process. I trust that I made myself this far. I trust the ideas that I have. I trust in my desires. I have all this good flowing energy, and I'm going to use it in a way that's useful to me. I'm going to journal down my ideas. I'm going to take note of what's coming up, of, you know, if I have doubts, what are those doubts? Are they coming from a place of fear? Or are they coming from a place of, you know, not feeling good enough? Are they useful or are they hurtful? How can I get out of my own way and stop making my thinking a challenge, right? And sometimes that's just what like anxiety is. It's creative energy that doesn't have a way out, that's not being expressed to its fullest potential, right? So if we can acknowledge that when we're having anxiety or we're having doubts, that my imagination is kind of just off on the wrong tangent and it's thinking about all these bad things, how can I refocus it to think about all these things that excite me, all these things that make me feel inspired, all these things that want to make me come up with new ideas that are going to help me moving forward, right? And trust the decisions that we're making, right? Maybe there's some decisions today that usually during Mercury retrograde, it's not a time to make them, but the universe is kind of calling us to make them. Are we making the decision to stay where we are? Are we going to move forward, right? Do we trust in the transformation of our ideas? Do we trust in the transformation of our perspective that coming out of this, we can really be in a solid place to move forward? Or are we a little shy and we're going to stay where we are? That might be a question that we're answering today, because we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here at the bottom, and we're not waiting anymore. We know what we need to do. We know what needs to be done. We know the action that needs to be taken. And we acknowledge that we're protected through this. Again, I've said this many times, but it's like we have this like spiritual protection bubble around us right now, because collectively, this is something the universe really wants us to understand, really want us to tune into, that when we are tapped into our authenticity and we allow our, natural light to shine from within, we can B, this Nine of Pentacles, again, that's at the bottom, feeling abundant in her garden of all her riches and all her happiness and all her opportunity that she created for herself, right? That's what we have today. And it's like, here, this is what you need to move forward. This is what you need to protect yourself, to guide yourself, to trust your intuition, to trust the messages and the clarity you receive. They're pointing upward. So they're coming from a solid place. They're not coming from the ground. They're not coming from our ego. They're not coming from, being, too focused on all the little details in life. They're focused on like the broad picture and what we really want, right? There's mountains in the background and there's a journey. Things are going to come up. There's going to be stuff that tests us. It's part of life. That's part of growing. That's a part of learning and being human. We don't learn by reading. We learn by experience. We learn by putting our hands to work, right? So we're going to put our hands to work a little bit today. We are going to, again, write it out. Come up with a plan. Journal it out. If you have some, and it doesn't need to be like a whole thought out plan. If you have some type of idea, just put it down on paper. There's something about the energy exchange from taking an idea and writing it down with like an actual pen and paper that it like goes from your right side of your brain to your left side of your brain and connects it and makes it something bigger your brain can like kind of latch onto and actually create something. It's different from when you just take it and write it down in your phone or type it out on your computer. It kind of stays in your left side of the brain and makes it a little less attainable. But when we apply that energy, right? And it's also like we take this idea and we write it down on paper, that's a manifestation of it. It's not necessarily physical. Well, it's not like necessarily the physical way of how we want to see it. So we want like a basketball. It's not exactly a basketball, but you wrote it down on paper, so you want a basketball. It's like, it's a basketball on paper. I don't know if that came out right, but it's another application of the energy. And the more energy you build, on your ideas, the easier, the more it'll come to fruition. That's all I'm trying to say. So that is where I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. I hope you have a great Sunday. Check out my video on the Mercury retrograde if you haven't yet. If you'd like to know more about me, check out my website. That's ashlyrose.com. Look at my Instagram. That's ashlyrose tarot. I post the daily tarot readings on there and just trying to do more and just really share myself authentically. I was a little scared to do it for a while, but I'm feeling inspired, right? So I love you guys. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow on the daily tarot reading.